Good morning, everyone. My name's Joey. Josie, she's over in the barn. She's playing one of the barn cats this morning. She's just playing one of the barn cats. So, hope everybody's doing all right today. It's supposed to be a really nice day today. It's windy right now, and I'm hoping you guys can hear me all right. I'm trying to talk during the breaks in the wind here. My father-in-law got a chainsaw he wanted me to try out, and I've had it for a couple months now, but I've only run 2 tankfuls of gas out of it. But it is a Temu saw, I think. It's got a 20-inch bar on it. It's just it has no name on it. It just says chainsaw. That's all it says. It's got the 20-inch bar on it. It's got the same teeth as my steel saw does, the 5/32. But what I've noticed, it is definitely a lot more powerful than my steel is. It's a little bit bigger. I have had some issues. I run 1 tank full of gas out of it. I filled it up with gas, and he was here that day. We filled it up with gas, and he bought a new chain for me, and I put a new chain on it, and we started it up while he was here, and it went fine. It started up, but we didn't saw anything. I just started it up. And then, I don't know, a few days later or a week or something or other, I come back up here, saw some wood, tried to start it. It wouldn't start. And then I noticed it was spewing gas out the front of it. Don't know what it was, but I put it in the barn, used my steel that day. And so I got it back out yesterday and took it apart to see. I thought maybe a hose come off the carburetor or something. But I took it apart, couldn't find anything wrong with it, put it back together, started it up and run fine. I run a whole tank full of gas out of it yesterday, and it run fine all day. But he wanted to see this saw on a video, so I come up here. We got those. I had 2 hickory tree logs here. One of them is what I sawed up yesterday, and I got that wood, a little bit of piled here, a little bit of piled over there. But I got this bigger one. I'm gonna try to saw up today if this saw starts and runs and everything all right. I filled it up gas and oil this morning, but we're gonna saw this log up. And all this stuff, these hickories are going down to my personal woodshed down by the house. So we're just going to saw these things up, try to split this wood today and load it up and get it down to the woodshed at the house so it can be drying out and everything's already seasoned. This log, this hickory tree's been sawed down for probably a couple years actually. But we're going to saw these up, and if everything works good, we're going to saw these up. I got a spud bar up here so I can roll this log around a little bit and get it to, it's laying down in the dirt. And the worst thing about sawing these on this stack like that sawdust will stack up on there like that, and it just turns into dirt. And if you try to saw through a lot of that stuff, it'll dull your chainsaw chain very fast. That's the bad thing about sawing these on this log pile like this. You can see some of the wood I sawed up yesterday. That stuff will be going into my sales pile. Let's set you guys up here somewhere. Try to and saw this wood. There you have it. It actually done pretty decent. Run another tank full of gas out through it. I had to stop there. Y'all can see, I don't know if y'all can see this piece. It started sawing half moons. I guess I hit the ground or something, or just a little bit too hard with it. But I had to go sharpen it, and then when I come back, it'd fire up, but when you hit the gas, it would die. And I thought something was wrong with it there for a minute, but it wasn't out of gas, but it was really low of gas. So the pickup must not work real good, I guess, when it's really low or something. Because I went and put gas in it, and it done fine. But yeah, we saw that log up. That's all. Like I said, so far I've run 3 tank full of gas out of it now. It's actually done pretty decent. It does have a lot of power. I would think it could have a little bit bigger teeth on the chain on there. I don't know why it's got that 5/32, but I mean, it still cuts. I mean, when I first started on that log, it was cutting through her really fast. And I cut these big ones yesterday, and I mean, it tore right through those. So it does have plenty of power. But is it? Who knows how long it will last? I mean, it may blow up next time I use it. It's $70, I think, is what you get for that. So I used to, even when we first moved down here, I'd buy those Polands from Walmart, and they were good for 2 years. That was about the max. I've had some that only lasted a year. I guess it depends on how much you use them, but usually those about 2 years is about all I could ever get out of them. That steel that I bought, like a Poland, I think the Polands are up. They're over $100 now. They used to be $99. I think they're about $150 or something now. And I don't know if they're any better or not. That steel I got, I think they're still $199 up here at our steel shop in town. And I got mine. They was having a sale on the saw that was the next size down from that one. Had a 14-inch bar on it. They were regular $179. They were selling them for $159. Well, I went in with the intentions of buying one of those, and they were out. So we was looking there, and the boss, the owner of the store, was standing there talking, and I asked him, he'd come over and ask me what I needed, and I told him, and I said, well, since y'all ain't got them, can you take the $20 off one of these? So I got my saw for $179 instead of the $199. I've had that saw for 5 years, and the ignition coil went out of it once, and it was still under warranty, and they fixed it for free. And the ignition coil went out of it again later on, and they replaced it for me, but charged me $30, so it's $30. But other than that, other than bars and chains, I've not had to do anything to that steel saw. So I think it's well worth. I mean, I saw a lot of wood with that saw. I think it's worth getting those. I mean, like I said, that saw, I've had it for 5 years, and it's still running good. So for that little bit of extra money, I think it's worth it. But I'm gonna go down here. I think it's getting pretty close to lunchtime, but I like to get this split for. Staying cloudy right now, but if the sun comes out, this is gonna be in the sun here in a little while. But we're gonna try to get this split up here in just a little bit. Got it all sawed up and all split up, except for two pieces. That piece and that piece. It just wasn't happening. So that's the thing with hickory. If it's got some knots and roots and stuff on it, like this one, had a limb here. It's got a knot here, a knot here, and plus whatever all looks like two knots there, one there and one there. It just bouncing. This one, it's got a knot here, a knot here, and a big knot here, and it wasn't splitting. Now, splitting hickory is one of them situations where if I was a big channel and had all these people wanting you to, sponsor their equipment and tools and stuff, yeah. When I'm splitting hickory, if I had a wood splitting company reach out to me and be like, hey, you want to try our wood splitter? I'd be like, yes, please. Because Hickory is different. This chestnut oak, it's nothing compared to hickory. And it seems like the longer you let it sit, the harder it is to split too. It like gets harder as it seasons. So we got it all split up. I'm gonna go take a break for a second. Josie's wanting me to take a break, and we're gonna, after that, if it don't start raining, it's been thundering and the clouds are getting real dark back over in here. If it don't start raining, we're gonna get the truck and grab this wood, take it down to the woodshed, and we'll get back with you on that. Well, there, another day of firewood. Pretty much spent just about all day cutting that one, about a log and a half there up. I had to split 2 logs, so just about an all day long thing. I think it's after 5 o'clock now. So we spent the big majority of the day just doing that today. We did have to quit there for about an hour because it started raining, and it's raining again. I think the rain set in for at least this evening anyway, by the looks of my phone here, looking at the weather channel on it. But I know there's always big conversations about, you see it a lot on Facebook especially, whether or not to keep your firewood in a shed. Now growing up, back in the 70s, everybody kept their firewood. Josie. Everybody kept their firewood in a shed. Cars were outside. Nobody had a garage, but the firewood was kept in a shed. Everybody kept it in a shed. And if they didn't have a shed to keep it in, cats were getting ready to fight over. They'd at least try to cover it up with a tarp or a piece of metal or just something. Now, I ain't saying you have to have it in the shed. I've had places where I didn't keep it in the shed, but I would try to keep, like a week's worth or 2 weeks worth or something like that up on the porch or under the edge of the house or just something to keep it out of the weather. And, as long as you got a fire burning in your house, you can bring in enough for the day or for the night or whatever and put it beside your, not right up against your stove, pretty close to your stove. If you've ever had a wood stove in a house, it sucks the moisture out of everything. Make your hair be standing up, static on everything. Everything you touch shocks you. Just everything's so dry. Even getting nosebleeds and everything gets so dry. So just taking it in the house would help. But I prefer having mine in that shed. It just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about your wood being wet or trying to dry it out or anything. It's dry. Take it to the house, put it right straight in the stove, and don't have to worry about any of that. So I definitely prefer it. I don't think you have to have a shed, but I definitely prefer it. I think the people back years ago that relied on the wood stove to keep their house warm, I think they preferred it because, like I said, I can't remember anybody growing up because everybody on our whole road, on our mountain that I grew up on, everybody had their wood in a woodshed or at least under a tarp. So I think those people wanted it dry too. And so I think it does. I think it just does a lot better being dry. But we got our woodshed. That was 3 stacks in there. It's pretty tall right there on them too. I mean, it's pretty much up to the roof all through that whole shed. I think that shed's, it's either 10 foot wide or 12 foot wide. I can't remember. And that back row is probably 5 foot tall. That next row up is probably around 6 foot tall, and then that next row probably right real close to 7 foot tall. Plenty enough wood for us next year, unless it just gets extreme. Which seems like we're in a pattern of extreme weather here anymore. But winters have kind of been mild. Extreme springs and summers, and winters are getting milder. Global warming, I guess, right? Everything's global warming. But we'll wrap it up for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Somebody's in there waving by. But we'll catch you guys on the next one.